Let's come back home, where the African Export-Import Bank of Afreximbank today commenced a 4-day seminar with key Nigerian institutions on trade and export finance. The seminar comes about a month after a high-level business meeting roadshow towards the 2023 Intra-Africa Trade Fair was held also here in Lagos. Let's take some soundbites from today's presentations.
The financing-related topics this year include supply chain finance, syndications, and a bonus session on project finance, all of which are vital components of a robust financial system to support Africa's development. Supply chain finance enables risk-mitigated financing to help plug the trade finance gap in Africa, which is estimated at around $81 billion per annum. Supply chain finance does not only plug, it is very effective. The burden of this gap falls disproportionately on the SME segment. Some statistics suggest that as many as 60% of SMEs who seek loans from banks will be rejected. As many as 60% of SMEs who seek loans from banks will be rejected. Seller-led receivables finance and factoring and buyer-led payables finance are important supply chain finance tools for this segment. Although African factoring volumes have been growing, we're still far behind other regions in embracing this technique with a minuscule 1% share of global volumes, and that's why ourselves, Nexim, and a host of other partners like FCI are laboring to see that factoring takes root. Awareness and capacity building have major roles to play in growing this. And I trust that the session on this subject will bring home the value of the technique to you all. At Afreximbank, we've been promoting factoring in collaboration with industry bodies, Nexim and other DFIs, through awareness and capacity building seminars, training programs, facilitating and enabling the environment, and also providing financing to emerging factors. On the payables finance front, we have recently gone live with the USD and Euro payables financing program delivered through a world-class technology platform. We will add Nigerian Naira payables financing capability before the end of the year in collaboration with our partner bank in Nigeria. And this will be followed by other local currency offerings in other African countries in 2024. Project finance is crucial to Africa in view of the huge infrastructure requirements, the earlier mentioned need for African economies to transit and move to value-added industry, and the needs of energy transition. On a related note also, on the sidelines of the Intra-African Trade Fair that I mentioned, the bank will be convening a workshop under its Engineer, Procure and Construct EPC Contract Promotion Initiative. This is to take advantage of the $60 billion spent by Africans on infrastructure that would like African businesses, African EPC contractors to take advantage of. Today, other countries are taking advantage of this spend. You and your institutions can be a part of this program. Finally, on the program, syndication capabilities enable us to tap domestic and international financial institutions and other investors to provide the financing required to meet Africa's needs. I expect that participants will find the sessions on these important subjects, syndication, supply chain finance, project finance, very enlightening.
African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim, which subsequently I'll be calling the bank, in collaboration with stakeholder institutions, including the Central Bank of Nigeria. Nigeria is undoubtedly the largest economy in Africa, and the promising economic policies of the new administration are already taking root after the general election in February 2023. This is occurring at a time that the economy is gradually recovering from the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, a contraction of 1.92% in 2022 to a growth of 3.4% and 3.1% in 2021 and 2022, respectively. Growth is expected to strengthen further in 2023, driven by activities in the services, trade sectors, which fortunately are the areas in which Afrexim is making an enormous impact in Africa. The bank is increasingly becoming a headline institution in Africa, supporting trade and economic development in the African continent. Although Afrexim is a Pan-African multilateral financial institution set up over 3 decades ago to finance and promote intra and extra-African trade, its activities expectedly received a boosting following the establishment of the African Free Trade Area Agreement (AfTA) and its commencement in January 2021. In the quest to support the implementation of AfTA, Afrexim launched the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System (PAPS). Following its adoption by the African Union (AU), PAPS serves as the payment and settlement platform for cross-border transactions between African markets by providing an instant and secure payment capabilities for customers across Africa. Working with AfTA Secretariat and the AU, the bank set up a $10 billion adjustment fund to support countries to effectively participate in AfTA. During its 30th annual meeting in Accra, Afrexim, in collaboration with AfTA, launched the African Trade Gateway, ATG. This is a suite of 5 digital platforms designed as a single window to enable the bank to better deliver on its mandate by providing critical services to support and promote African trade and the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. These services under the single window include PAPS, MAMSA, African Due Diligence Platform, TRADRA Club, and ATEX. ATEX is a business-to-business B2B and business-to-government B2G e-commerce platform, while ATG connects services to businesses across Africa. Afreximbank has always been concerned about the lingering food security challenges in the continent and the critical role trade with Russia could play in guaranteeing African food security. I paused a bit when I saw trade with Russia. Thus, at the second Russian-African Economic and Humanitarian Forum held at St. Peter's in July 2023, the bank announced its collaboration with Russia Export Center to promote trade and investment in critical sectors, with a focus on activities that will help integrate the African economy and advance the implementation of African Continental Free Trade.